Good evening, everyone, and welcome
Take
to another.
two.
Hey, welcome to another edition of Netters Network Thursday Things. Take two. I have been sitting here chatting, and
11 minutes. She and I have been chit-chatting here, and kind of surprised that I asked you guys, can you hear us? Is everything? And no one responded. I'm like, I wonder. But the chat was going, and I was saying hi to everybody, and
yeah, and then I think it was JPRPH1 said, I can't see anything, and I'm like,
yeah.
So
well,
hi.
In fairness, Netter figured it out at the 10-minute mark. There was a stream I did where I was doing watch party, and we were 20 minutes into the film, and I hadn't realized I hadn't gone live.
Oh, I'd forgotten about that one. So, hi, we are here. Sorry about the technical difficulty. See, when you go live, you hit the go live button, and then it comes up again and says go live. And I guess I didn't hit it hard enough, and I just started my countdown, and everything looked good. And it's like, yeah. So we just went through.
That new intro video option is going to make that less likely to happen in the future.
I am very, very tired today. I am doing a project where I'm kind of revamping our basement, the unfinished part of our basement, because half is finished, half is unfinished. So on the unfinished part, because, basements can be kind of dark and dreary, I'm painting the walls with white kills, and I'm painting the floor. It's kind of a light gray color just to really brighten it up. And the portion I've done so far looks fabulous. Troy can tell you, he's seen it. And so I've got about half of the half that I want to get done during today and tomorrow, because I took 2 days off of work. And then I'm going to hopefully do the other half of the basement when I'm off again at Thanksgiving. So, I'm actually taking that whole week off. So the first 3 days I'm going to be working on that side. And speaking of Thanksgiving, I'm going to let you guys in on a kind of keep an eye out for. Troy and I on Thanksgiving Day, because it's just the two of us. So we're going to be hanging out, and we're going to be doing a watch party. It's going to start around 9 a.m. and go until about 11 p.m. And we're going to show a whole bunch of different Thanksgiving themed movies and, like the Peanuts Gang and that type of thing throughout the day. Once we have our list finalized, we'll put on our community tabs with the list so that you can say, oh, I want to see that one, or I want to see that one. So it's going to be all day, and you can even just have it on in the background, kind of like listen while you're doing other things. And if you got nothing else going on, we're happy to have you, just join us. I don't know how closely we're gonna be looking at the chat, because this is literally running all day. So I'm sure it will be, not there, because we'll be like preparing our own dinner and that sort of thing for Thanksgiving Day, and stepping away and all that. But we'll try to answer questions and comments when they come up. But mostly we just want to have fun, showing different Thanksgiving themed films and whatnot. So I hope you can join us for that. So mark your calendars, Thanksgiving Day. You can watch along with Troy and Netter. So that's that. Now, let me say hello to the chat again. First in at 5:46 p.m. was Lady Myst saying hello with the pretty hearts and flowers. Then we have FKHC 2005, also known as Tim, saying hello. Big Al Presents saying hello and have a great show. Let's see. There's that Netters girl, flirting with that Troy guy. And there's Troy flirting right back. Let's see. Maria Tiantelli. She is my sister from another mother. I absolutely adore her. I am so happy to see you here, my love. We have Connie Cleary saying hail to the chat. Scrolling. Mark Melnikoff. Kapla. That one. Cyberpunk Dystopia saying hello to me and Troy. And I'm sure he means the chat as well.
Yeah.
Matt Sheetwood saying hello to everyone. What are you giggling at?
I was just going back through the comments, and I was seeing JPRPH1 saying, "I can't hear anything."
I don't remember now if I said hello to JPRPH1 this time around, but I know I did last time. But JPRPH1 saying hello. Here, let me have that one. Saying greetings to me. Let's see. Cyberpunk Troy. Curtis Selby, the tired blogger raid. Yeah, I'm very tired, so I totally get that. Darkwood Presents. I know that
Yeah,
guy.
he's been waiting patiently, but he's up 4 subscribers already. So make sure you guys hit that link up pinned to the top and subscribe to our guest tonight.
Yep, just right click on there, go to his channel, and
Want him to feel like it was worthwhile for him to be on with us tonight.
Let's see. Just scrolling. Oh, Geek Flag with Nate. Bonjour. Comment ça va? Of course, now I gotta do that in print because I always do that in my chat where I will say hello to my sweeties in chat that way. Curtis says, I've done that. Yeah, it's like, I didn't hit the second go live button hard enough. I thought I did it, and then I hit my countdown. Everything looked good, but Anna. JPRPH1, we're chill. Seriously? Which seriously? That I made it oops, or that we're going to be streaming all day on Thanksgiving? Let's see. Yes, it was a cock up. Got a lot of people talking to one another. That's really wonderful. I love seeing that. Charlotte, nice star of the werewolf. How you doing, sweetie? Now I gotta say hello to her in my written chat, or I should say YouTube chat, because I'm in StreamYard in order to pull up the comments.
There you go.
Geek Flag Renee says, yesterday I was out from work. My wife was at work. My kids were out, so I had your channel on my desktop, the TV in the living room, TV in the bedroom, on my cell phone all day. Wow. You are amazing. Thank you, sweetie. You are so Osmo. Let's see. And I think that does it. If I missed anyone, please let me know, because I want to make sure I say hello to my sweeties. Okay, without further ado, because our guest has been waiting so very patiently in the green room due to my my cock up, let me introduce to you Darkwood Presents. Now, he has written several books, so he's an author, he's a gamer, and we're going to find out more about him, his channel, and his books and gaming.
Yep.
So, Darkwood Presents. You've written quite a few books, and actually they are on Amazon. And let me grab that link so I can put that in the chat. So tell me, how did you get started writing?
I've been doing it since I was a kid. I love writing.
Oh, okay.
When did you decide? Well, actually, I guess we should take this in a logical order. When was the first time you were published?
I started publishing myself by Amazon 2016, I think.
Okay.
I was still I was just finishing up with college, and I thought, I was writing all these 5-page essays anyway every week, and I still had time left. I was like, man, I should write a novel, because I had to do all this writing in college, because I'm an information systems architect. As much as that has, I made more money without a degree than
sure.
But so I wrote my first short stories whenever I was like 8 years old. I've like, my dad was an Army Special Forces Green Beret, and he just encouraged me to do anything I wanted as long as I played one sport a year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was his thing, because he was good at football, and you know, I'm not really into sports. You know, like I wanted to play band, and I got him to buy me a saxophone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he really appreciated that, but he did it anyway. That's like one of the most expensive instruments in the band
Mm-hmm.
is a saxophone.
Oh.
A lot of moving parts there.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're brass. They're heavy. You know, a saxophone is a complicated thing. But I was always good at woodwinds and stuff like that. You know, they had, you know, way back whenever we went to school, they made everybody play a recorder. You know, in school, that was like mandatory. You had to learn that. You know, and I've never really been good at playing piano or anything like that. But you know, I just felt I was good at woodwinds. But you know, I'm happy that my dad made me, you know, play sports, because all that exercise and doing that, it boosted my self-esteem, because I was good at it. You know, I played soccer and softball and football and
Yeah.
wrestling and boxing, you know. So but I couldn't really stick around, you know, one school, because you know, my mom and my dad were divorced and lived in two different states. And then they introduced that no pass, no play thing. And, you know, that's whenever I decided, you know, to get a GED. Because, oh, yes, I definitely grew up in a strict household. He
Yeah.
made me dig a hole, flatten, level the backyard. He would be like, dig a hole over there. And I'd dig a hole over there. And then he'd be like, take that dirt and put it over here and fill that hole right there. You know, that was my dad. I had that thing, that backyard, just as flat as a pancake, you know.
Yeah.
So I had to mow other people's yards and stuff. You know, my granddaddy had a farm. So I was always having to, like, you know, I used a briar hook to clear the fields, and
Mm-hmm.
I had to shoot deer, you know, like every day, because if you didn't, they would just eat your crops, you know. So I had to cut a whole acre of a sugar cane like 2 years in a row whenever I was like 12 years old,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
So, oh, that was great. I could have done that the rest of my life, but you know, whenever Granddaddy died, that was a lifetime lease. So we no longer have the farm.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
What area do you hail from? You know, what state?
Texas and Louisiana originally. I live in the Silicon Valley.
You know, right now you live in Silicon Valley?
Yeah, I live in San Jose.
Oh, okay.
Right near downtown.
Troy and I are thinking of moving to Texas.
Yep.
Yeah, well, it's pretty good. You know. I mean, it depends on where you want to live.
Right now we live in Illinois and we hate it.
Yeah.
I've lived here my whole life, but it's like, yeah, I got to get out of Illinois. So we want to move to Texas because we can't stand it here anymore.
Well, they really have like 4 climates in Texas. So it depends on what climate do you want to live in.
Exactly. It is a big state. And
Yeah.
this was what I was telling her. I said, my gosh, I mean, the temperature from north to south, east to west in that state could be very, very different. You could have a hurricane on the left side. You could have a drought on the right-hand side. It's just crazy.
Excuse me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so my family Yes, I have fibromyalgia. Thanks, Curtis. Um, but I have my family mostly hails from the Caddo tribe, which settled on both sides of the Sabine River Valley. And the history of the Caddo and the history of Nacogdoches are very intertwined. And so is Natchitoches in Louisiana, and it's Nacogdoches in Texas. There's two different cities on both sides of the Sabine River Valley. And the Sabine River Valley was is the Caddo jurisdiction. They had two tribes. Um, and the interesting story about that is because they had twins that were the chieftain's sons. Now, instead of them having to fight over who would be tribal leader, he just said, before he died, he just said, well, you Nacogdoches, you walk to the west 1 moon, 1 month. You on Natchitoches, you walk 1 moon to the east, and that begat Natchitoches and Nacogdoches. And unlike other tribes, we would allow people to settle outside of our lands. And that is how those towns came about, because they were named after those two tribal leaders.
There you go.
Yeah, you learn something new every day, don't you?
Absolutely. So, it looks like we're doing pretty good on subscribers. There's only so many in here, but please, everybody, make sure you go ahead and click on that link above. And if you're not already, subscribe to Darkwood Presents, just to kind of let him know that it was worthwhile for him to be here on Netter's Network tonight.
And you all know how I like the even numbers.
Yeah.
We got him 7 more subscribers.
Yeah, exactly.
3 more, so I got that even number of 10.
But speaking of the channel, let's talk a little bit about that. This is, I've actually found this to be a difficult question, because if I ask you, when did you start the channel, there's very much a difference between when did somebody start a channel and when did they actually start doing something with the channel.
For example, if I go to your about, it says you joined November 20th, 2006. But when did you actually start being active on your channel and putting in content?
Yeah. When would you say you kicked it off, so to speak?
Let me see. Well, this says 8 years ago, but I guess I could go back to YouTube Studio, because I don't think I have all my videos online. Let's see. Last page. Oh, this was uploaded on November 20th, 2006. And hold on. I need to make this one public. So that one is about, because I was living in Golden Gate Park, and I was trying to rouse, the homeless people to fight against being rousted out of the park. And so I would go around and I would make these videos whenever they were cleaning up homeless encampments while the people were sitting there. So they would literally pick up people's stuff from them and take it away. So I got some of that on video, and the city and the Parks and Recreation hated it. You can imagine. So some of these I'm going to have to take. There's a bunch that are private that shouldn't be.
Fair enough. Yeah, I've done that too. I'll go back and see what I did before I really started doing anything with my channel and go, let me rethink some of this. But good. If I was to ask you, like, overall, I don't know, 50 words or less, how would you describe your channel and your content? Go.
Well, I would say that a lot of mine has been like in real life, and trying to fight for the homeless by just simply displaying how people are treating the homeless,
Mm-hmm.
and how that's degrading, and how it's actually the antithesis of what you want to do, because you of course hope that homeless people will get a job and they'll get a place to stay,
Mm-hmm.
but treating them in that way sort of keeps them from being able to meet their goals. Like whenever you take somebody's backpack, like in Santa Cruz, the park ranger, he pulled out a gun. He made me take off my backpack, and the park maintenance people, they just took my backpack while I was being held up by the police. It was like armed robbery,
Yeah.
And so I definitely know what that's like. I ran away from home whenever I was like 17,
Mm-hmm.
and I started working in New Orleans, and I had to stay in abandoned buildings, and it's kind of rough in New Orleans, but there was genuine opportunity there, and so I started out by working for like tarot card readers and stuff. But yeah, you were asking me about my YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
I got all strained out by that. But yeah, so but I had been kind of like my mother is like a sociopath,
Mm.
and my father was working all the time, so they couldn't really, and then I was being tossed back and forth between the different schools, which had different education levels for different things. So I I wasn't I was in a place where I just couldn't get out of. And so I knew that I was going to have to go out on my own anyway. So I just took off for New Orleans, and started working for the tarot cards, watching their setup while they had to go and do things, running to the store for them. I got jobs at the little tourist trap stores where they have all that New Orleans memorabilia. You get the hot sauces and you get the T-shirts and stuff like that. And my job was like stocking back there. And then I worked for restaurants, which they always need people. If you need a job and you can do the dishwashing, they always hire. They're always hiring, and it ain't unfair. I was
I
getting.
understand Louisiana's got some really good food.
Oh yeah, yeah. Everybody comes down there to eat,
Like
and there's.
crawfish and all that.
Oh, I love crawfish.
I haven't had that in years.
But anyway, so I started with that, and um, I got into a little bit of trouble because I went to the Capitol here in Sacramento, and there was an Antifa protest against these bikers that were like I guess they were white supremacists. I didn't know the full backstory, but I was just going to film this, and this turned into a whole thing. Like, I caught people being stabbed. I caught a motorcycle cop running somebody over on the sidewalk.
Dang.
I caught them using the police horses to stomp on people, and they had already did a media blackout, and so they court ordered me to pull those videos down
Mm-hmm.
and not to show anybody. And I guess that was okay. But then, I started working with Freedom Sleepers in Santa Cruz, and what we were doing was I was going there every Tuesday night, and people were sleeping on the sidewalk in front of the city hall because they have about 30 shelter beds for the entire county. And they probably have about 30,000 homeless people just in Santa Cruz.
Mm-hmm.
And so by staying there overnight, I was catching like some of the things that the police were doing and some of the things that they didn't want people to see. Like they were pulling their guns out on people whenever they were waking them up.
Mm-hmm.
And they got this transgendered person and half beat her to death on the city hall property. And that they got sued. But anyway, at some point Santa Cruz got just sent out a letter telling YouTube to put the kibosh on my channel, which they really have no business doing.
Mm-hmm.
But because of the incident that happened at Sacramento at the Capitol, which I wasn't the bad guy. I had no horses in that race.
Mm-hmm.
I was just an observer. Since that had happened, they kind of pressed the issue. And so for a while there, nobody could search me. Nobody could see my channel. They just killed my channel.
Yeah.
And I'm still recovering from that.
Sure. Have you thought of diversifying platforms, like backing up to Rumble and things like that?
Oh yeah, I stream on Kick. I'm on Daily Motion. I think I've gotten all my videos over to Daily Motion.
Good.
Except some of the more recent ones.
Sure.
But the YouTube algorithm is unforgiving.
Yeah.
So. But now it seems like it's gotten better. I don't know, but I've gotten cast off from Facebook and Twitter and things like that because I can be. Yeah, I know you've seen my memes, right?
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and those are just jokes, but sometimes they piss off the wrong people.
Well, sometimes they piss off the right people too. Don't be mistaken. Memes are probably the best way to impact the court of public opinion. Honestly, I think that is probably the most valuable thing we've gotten from social media are memes. You can say so much with a little bit of humor and a picture, look, just a little side thing down political lane, right? For the past what has it been, a month since the Trump Kamala debate.
Yeah.
What's the one thing that people remember from that? They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. They're
Yeah.
eating the pets of the people who live there. People have turned it into songs. People have made all kinds of memes about it.
Because it's true.
Yes.
There's
And that's
nothing
just it.
fabricated about that story.
And this is what people, and then watch. What's even funnier than some of the memes is the reactions people have to it, because they look at it and people are trying to disprove it or say there isn't any proof of it and this and that. They're still talking about it, and people are still going, and they're looking at news articles from 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago about things that were going on there with the migrant population and so on and so forth. And that is filling people's minds with a little bit of reality, even if it was complete bunk and this wasn't happening, what he said. It got them to go and look and talk about it. That is winning. That's what winning looks like. That's using memes, to your, and you want to talk about who's raising more funds for campaign finance and stuff. That doesn't matter, because that's free publicity. That a meme that goes viral. So anyway, that was just my little side thing, because you brought up the memes. Memes are crucial. Memes are important. Memes are exactly why the First Amendment exists. And don't think that memes didn't exist before the internet. At the beginning of our nation, memes have existed since antiquity. We see it in the carvings on the tombs and stuff. The graffiti is memes. So we're just taking it high tech these days. Sorry, little side tangent, but I wanted to build up your memifying.
That's fine.
Yeah.
How many
So
books?
they've
How many books did you say that you have written?
how many books?
Yeah.
I mean, I saw a handful on
Amazon.
and your off or maybe it's your real name is Toby Nixon when you go to Amazon. So that's what's good to see there.
Yes. Make sure you look up the author. It's not published under Darkwood Presents.
Well, that's not my real name either.
Well, that's okay. What's important is the name that you're publishing under, so that they know what to look up.
Yeah. So I saw maybe about 8 or so on there. If there are any more, I didn't see them.
Yeah.
No, not yet.
Yeah, you have about you have one called Behold Madness. It's some short stories.
Yes.
You've got a zombie thriller on there.
Ooh, zombies.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow night on my channel. We're going to be talking about zombies.
This one, it's the zombie killer of Martin Luther King Jr. That just sounds interesting. Dominion. It has to do with demonic presence. You've got another one called One Night, one called Soldier of Pain, one called 33 Souls. So those are just some of the titles that I saw up on Amazon. So are those the only books you have up there? Do you have more coming?
Yeah, there's more coming. I've just been kind of down and out, because I don't really get I can't get people to review my books and stuff. Like they don't even open it.
Right.
So,
well, how big are the books? Are they like really thick, or are they more on the thinner side, so it's a quick read?
So Soldier of Pain is a full novel. It's I would say it's close to 300 pages. A lot of those short stories I made for the Kindle, for people to read ebooks and stuff like that. And now it's like Audible is the big thing. Nobody wants to read anymore. So that's why I got this great microphone. Um, but I live in this place where there's constant noise and everything. Um, so I'm kind of timid, and I'm just learning about how to put my voice down and have it normalized over the whole track and
Mhm.
stuff. So I'm working on getting my stuff into audiobooks. And that's really like where I'm stuck at now. But I'm putting this pitch together to make the movie 33 Souls. And I've been having a chat GPT help me do that because I'm not a screenwriter and things like that. But I definitely um, want to film and make that movie. Um, so now y'all could ask me about me being a necromancer. I know it's a few people out there, want to hear, what I have to say about that.
Yeah, I did see a watch list on your channel. Necromancy is a there's a couple different ways that people look at that. How do you define it, and where do your enthusiasms lie in that regard?
Well, in every culture, and most of them call it uh, necromancy.
Mhm.
That's like where the word comes from. And shamanic traditions have a very positive look at what necromancy is.
Mhm.
But necromancy is essentially being able to communicate and deal with the dead and things that are on the other side.
Mhm.
Because whenever I went to New Orleans, I found, uh, um, excuse me, whenever I was like 15, I had these super sort of religious experiences, I guess you would say, with like, you know, uh, because my dad worked on a lot of like top secret projects and stuff. He was security for, like MK Ultra and stuff. He was one of the people that they never seen, but you know,
Mhm.
he that's just like what he did in the military. He was like he worked security for these top secret installations and stuff. Like a couple times he like literally broke into them, and stuff.
Mhm.
So these people that he knew that were working on these, you know, psychic projects, I was around, and my dad had always encouraged me to use my intuition and stuff. But whenever I was 15, I started, um, my eyes were open, kind of, and I started learning the whole parapsychology section.
Mhm.
And then whenever I became homeless, there was always, like haunted activity in New Orleans, and especially in these abandoned buildings. And I had to learn how to protect myself through experience, you know. So I got good at this, and I had also like learned these ways to communicate uh, with the dead through the use of tarot cards and playing cards and asking questions and like dealing with spirits even before I came to New Orleans. So I spent you know a lot of time because I wanted at 17 I wanted to go to school for parapsychology,
Mhm.
but that field doesn't make any money.
True.
And I was good at computers. So I decided, and I'm I can program. I had to program my own stuff whenever I was a little kid on my Trash 80, but like, I didn't really want to do that as a job. That's, not me. So I learned about communication through like the electrical medium and this radio frequency stuff, like Wi-Fi and stuff like that. And that was sort of a way to learn about, I guess, the other facets of reality from a technical perspective, because, but anyway, um, you know, uh, I wrote this book called The Handbook of the Necromancer. Just that was my last book I published
Mhm.
to show people and give people a moral basis for doing that. For cleansing places and making them, safer for people, because these can all have, even if you don't believe in it, these places can have a psychological effect just because of the energy that's there. I mean, we don't even have to talk about ghosts or anything like that. A place can suck up negative energy and pour it out on you, and this can be measured, and it has been being able to be measured since they started. It's the paranormal. Uh, I forget what the group is, but I've read like every digest they had until
Sure.
1998 or something. That's like 200 years worth of work,
Mhm.
and that's parapsychology is a real, genuine field of study. and the science that goes with it, um, has sort of petered out. The technological side, but they used to have machines um, that could accurately, you know, uh, uh, I guess sense is the right word. They could sense these apparitions in the electromagnetic field.
Oh,
And
that's
of course,
interesting.
today they use that technology and in MRIs, and because of the magnetic field that everyone has. And whenever you walk through a room, you're um, you have a psychic field, and this is unequivocally, um, you can see this as brainwaves. Your brainwaves do not just stay in your head. Whenever you talk to other people and you're kind of close, there's these tendrils of brain waves that reach over to the other person, especially like whenever you're connected to them, like you and like Netter and uh, Troy.
Mhm.
Y'all are really connected, and y'all are sending this information back and forth between each other, and you might not even that might not even register consciously, but that's where like your empathetic reaction comes from.
I've referred to it as I've used the term from Jungian psychology, synchronicity.
Yeah.
Netter and I will do this all the time, where I will start singing a song or saying something or whatever, and she's like, "How did you know what I was thinking?" This doesn't even phase us anymore, because it's like we are in sync. I know what you're thinking because I know how you think. I think like you. We're exposing ourselves to the same stimulus, and
And after 32 years, we're pretty much the same person.
absolutely.
And that's great. Y'all been together that
Exactly. This is you make me think of Hamlet Act 1 Scene 5, right? There's more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than is dreamt of in your philosophy.
Yeah, Space Virgo says, I bet everyone here at one point in their lives felt a presence before.
Oh
Also,
yeah, absolutely.
I've mentioned several times we've got spirits in our house. I have felt them. There's a woman who has caressed my hair, and has played with my hair. I'll smell fresh flowers and know she's nearby. My cat, when he passed, I would still feel him jumping on the bed, scare the crud out of Troy because he would see the shadow and know it was the cat. It's
Yep.
like the darn cat, because it would scare him. But yeah,
definitely had a very similar conversation about all of these things. Exactly what you said. I think you use the phrase having to protect yourself.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting you say that, because that's the same thing that when we were talking to Beyond the Hub podcast, they said exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like, there's a degree of understanding, but sometimes despite what you don't know, you realize there's something going on. You got to protect yourself. That's an excellent point. But yeah, and now have you done some books of your own about that?
Yeah, Handbook of the Necromancer.
Handbook of the Necromancer. That's right. That's the one I wanted you to mention. So that's another one listed at Amazon, right?
Yeah,
There you go. So if you guys are interested in that, you might definitely want to check that one out. This is
that's only about 90 some odd pages. I wanted it to be real short,
It sounds like a good primer, a good place for people to start on that.
Yeah.
On
a
that
basic. No, I don't see it in my Amazon, and I can't.
Yeah, I didn't
can't
see when I was looking.
I can't see it. I can't log into my Amazon account.
Well, that's okay. Make sure, everybody, that you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure that you check out his page.
And it's in the description below too. And I dropped it in the chat earlier, but it is in the description below. So if you can't find it in the chat, just look in the description. It's right there.
There you go.
Right underneath his name.
And keep an eye out for that. So that's good.
Absolutely.
Is there anything special that you're working on right now that's not out yet, but will be soon?
33 Souls. I'm thinking of making the flashback like its own little novelette. Where how he gets dishonorably discharged from the military, and they can't literally like prove that he did it because he covered his tracks real well. But instead of charging him, they gave him a dishonorable discharge for it's because of a lack of trust, like because he kills his fire team, the people that he's in command of, and he lies, but they can't really prove, like in the court, for the court to be satisfied that he did it. So this kind of sets up a little bit of background for him before he sort of goes on, and he finds this artifact that actually communicates with him telepathically and tells him to kill these psychics to gain immortality. And I specifically designed it. I know that there's probably not a lot of people in the audience that like horror, but it's like that and sci-fi are like that's my niche.
Sure. No, I think that's a great representation here in the chat of
I specifically designed it so that he would kill a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's like what the point is. I want to outdo, like everybody else in the amount of kills that there is going to be in this film. I've got a game pitch for it too, and that's for like an isometric sort of thing, where like he has certain abilities, but also the people running from him are psychic. So, um, the isometric, like you've seen the Friday the 13th video game, right?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, instead of it just being like Jason with special powers, it would be like them running around the city trying to get away from uh, John.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they would, and he would be using just his martial arts training to like kill these psychics. So I think that would be interesting, for a video game.
Mm-hmm.
So be on the lookout for that if I can ever pitch it to a game studio. You know,
Yeah, it sounds great.
they need some help these days.
Oh, that's for sure. A lot of companies getting ready to pretty much, I mean, let's call it the way it is, pretty much go out of business. A lot of companies we're talking about these past couple weeks will not still be here in 2025.
Yeah, and if anybody in chat needs like some advice to deal with some entity or some presence or something, and they need help, they can contact me. I don't just do this for money. That's never been my goal. My goal is to help people. I only make people pay for my um to fly or to travel and stay where they are. They you know um so if they need that kind of help, some most of the time they don't.
Yeah.
Because like part of my job is helping people to process the death of their loved one. That's what most people come to me for.
True.
Yeah. Because a lot of times, like even me, like my grandfather, I saw my grandfather after he died, like several times, and that was kind of, you know it's always kind of like a personal thing whenever you have somebody that that's died, and then it's like they're in your room or something, and and you don't know, like, if that's real or you're imagining, or you don't know who that is.
Yeah.
And I help people kind of understand,
Sure.
you know um which is part of what I outline in the handbook of the necromancer.
Yeah.
Because we're looking at positive things.
Right.
There's way too much negative things about in mythology and history, even about necromancers and what necromancers do. But we as people in the occult, we always have a choice either to be good or evil.
Yep.
And I choose to be good, and help people out. So, that's why I was really interested in putting out this book, because people don't necessarily understand the subject, and people are afraid to ask. And other people, they might want to know these things because they're going through like a similar thing, and they don't know exactly how to go about it. So this book is something for those people.
Okay.
Absolutely. So it looks like okay. We did we are at the real 1 hour mark because we started well,
Yes.
you as far as you all are concerned, we started late. We had to redo the opening at the beginning. Those of you that came in late, forget I said that. Everything was fine at the beginning.
Did I mention I'm really tired today because of
Yeah,
all the
you
work I
are.
was doing in the
You
basement?
Darkwoods, is there anything that you wanted to? Oh, I am looking at right now 52 subscribers on your channel, so that's an increase of, like what,
Yeah.
about 12 since
Yeah,
we started.
12.
So that's pretty good, guys. I super appreciate all of you guys helping out with that. I know a lot of you guys were already subscribed because we've been talking about this stream for over a week now. So thank you, every single one of you guys. Darkwoods, is there anything that you want to share, talk about, mention that we didn't get to tonight that you wanted to bring up before we start wrapping up for the night?
Well, I take suggestions for my channel.
Okay.
If they want to, and here's a suggestion. If people want to see me go out and cleanse a building, I don't know how paranormal that activity would be, but if y'all want to see me and the process that I do that, if people are down for that, I'll do that.
There you go.
The worst thing that I ever had happen while I was cleansing a building was whenever I was cleansing the building, this couple who were homeless came in, and I tried to tell them, because there was like this shack on top of the building, on top of the roof, and I had gone up there, and it seemed like there was a demon up there. It was making me feel sick, all the classic psychic reaction, and I was just having to collect and try to figure out how I was going to go about getting rid of that. And I told them not to go up there, and they did, and they just went absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
First, the boyfriend attacked me, then he went back up the stairs up to the roof, and he grabbed his girlfriend and jumped off the building.
Oh gosh.
And I had the most horrible time trying to explain to the police what happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I wanted to share. I'm always open to suggestions. If people want to see something on my channel or me do something, I always take suggestions.
Yeah, so you guys, you all subscribe to his channel tonight. Make sure you make use of that community tab and reach out to him and give feedback on his videos and let him know what you enjoy and what you'd like to see in the future. So there you go. That's actually great. I'm surprised we don't say that more often. The feedback helps.
Space Fraggle. If you want to tell your story on my channel, that's a good suggestion. I would talk to other people, to hear their stories and put them out there, and that you could talk to, a shamanistic necromancer, about that, somebody with a little bit of clout,
So yeah, good, great. I think this was a great stream. I think you definitely got the interest of a good number of the people in the chat. That's good. That is awesome.
I don't even think I cussed once.
No, you're doing just fine. Thanks.
And you now have 53 subscribers.
53 subscribers.
Because Maria, my sister from another mother, has also subbed.
Yep. So speaking of support and the community and so forth, right after this stream, of course, you will be forwarded to deleted scenes for his weekend update. Yep. He's going to let you know everything he's got going on this weekend, because it's a lot, and sometimes it's more than we can squeeze in at the end of our stream. So you will just go over there and he'll tell you himself. But tomorrow night, as I mentioned earlier in the stream, speaking of zombies, and check out Darkwood Presents books over on Amazon that are zombie themed. But tomorrow night, Boomer and I will be talking about our 10 favorite zombie films. And I'm thinking some of them are probably ones you guys have already seen like 1,000 times. Some of them I'll bet you've never even heard of. And you might thank me later as you write those titles down and go check them out later. And I'll probably even be doing a couple of them on Monday for Monday night at the movies. But that is tomorrow night on my channel, 9 Central, 10 Eastern. And then Saturday, we'll be getting over to Big Al Presents Films with Friends, 9 o'clock Central, 10 Eastern, for the first time he's ever seen Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. It's a classic film. I love it. Yeah, I'm just a big Alfred Hitchcock fan. But
I thought it was great.
Wasn't it? Right?
Yeah.
And that is another one of those that, yes, they probably could remake it today with CG and all that, but no, it is good the way it is.
I thought they did that. And it was crap.
Oh, God.
But the original was so good. They didn't need all that.
Exactly right. Exactly right. It's all about the storytelling. It's not about the special effects.
Absolutely.
But this one's a classic. So yeah, that'll be Saturday night at 9 Central. And then of course Saturday's all the things that you're going to hear about in a little bit from Deleted Scenes. But at 8 o'clock, 8 Central, 9 Eastern over on Age of Boomers channel, Geeky Geezers. Where we do have a few in remembrances, including Chris Christopherson and a number of others. We will also be looking at a number of, as I mentioned earlier in this stream, gaming companies that may not be with us in 2025. We'll be bringing you the latest on some of those, and a bunch of other geek news. So make sure you join us at 8 Central, 9 Eastern on Sunday. And that brings us around to, like I said, Monday night at the movies, my channel, 8 Central, 9 Eastern. I'm not going to firm this up until the end of tomorrow night's stream, but I'm looking at 2 zombie movies that I think would be perfect. We'll talk about that together tomorrow night, and you guys can help me decide for sure if I'm going to go with those 2. So make sure you tune in tomorrow about that. And then, of course, Tuesday, live from Sparkwood in 21. I think we're on episode 15 of Twin Peaks: The Return. And then followed immediately thereafter by a new episode of, or another episode. This nothing's new. This is a 30-year-old
It's new to some
series.
people.
Yeah, but it might be new to some of you guys. The next episode of Blake 7. So that brings us around to next Thursday. Netter, who's your guest next Thursday? As if I didn't know and he wasn't already here in the chat.
Yes, he is in the chat. Real Wade Nation Gaming will be my guest. And then I'm out of guest for a little while. So if there's anyone who I haven't had on that would like to be a guest on my channel, you can DM me on Twitter. It's Netters Network. Take out the apostrophe and the space between Netters and Network. I think in order to DM me, you just have to follow me. I think that's the only rule that Twitter has for that.
And if you're not already following her, why not?
Yeah. And just send me a message saying you'd like to be on Thursday Things and which day you'd like. So right now I'm looking for October 17th and beyond. The only other date that I have taken is November 14th because Curtis Selby's going to be on then. And we're going to have a horror night on Halloween, of course. So those 2 are the only dates. Oh, that and Thanksgiving are the only 3 dates that I'm not going to have guests. Have other guests on. So October 17th and beyond is what I'm looking for. And speaking of Thanksgiving, I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, I'm going to mention again now. Troy and I are planning on having a movie marathon all day long on Thanksgiving Day, starting around 9 a.m. and running to about 11-ish at night. And we're still finalizing what movies we're going to have. But when we do, we'll put them on our community tab so you can see what the movie is, what time it's going to be showing, and then yeah, show up, watch some movies, have some fun. Or if you're just helping with the watch hours, just have it kind of on in the background because that's going to be a lot of really nice watch hours for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's what our plan is for Thanksgiving. For Halloween night, we haven't picked out any movies yet. We're still trying to figure out what we want to do.
Yep.
But yeah. And because you guys are so amazing, and Osmo, our special guest, is up to 54 subscribers.
You guys
Says
blew it out tonight.
13 new subs. You guys are amazing in Osmo.
Thank you
so much
guys.
for that.
Yeah, there you go.
It's like, and we can't do this without you. So, Darkwood Presents. Any final words?
Please send donations of cheese. And
well, we got some cheddar sitting over here.
I give tarot card readings. So for if you want your tarot card reading stream, just hit me up and we'll schedule.
Cool.
I'd
be down for that.
Yeah.
And Tim is saying, how about a self-interview knitter? I might do that.
Not a bad idea. Could be coming up. There you go.
Troy, any final words?
No, just want to thank everybody for making us look good tonight and subscribing to our guest. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you have all the notification bells on for all the channels that you subscribe to, because it doesn't do any good to subscribe and then forget about them. So
absolutely.
And make sure you're subscribed to each other, because sometimes YouTube takes those away, and you want to make sure you're not one of them.
Yes.
Keep the community together. It's all about you guys. And
I'm gonna stick around and look again through the chat. So
yeah.
I'm gonna think about everything that y'all have said. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Mark Belnikoff says, the night my father-in-law passed away, I heard his voice in my head loud and clear. The house is yours now. Take care of it. 2 seconds after, a hospice nurse called and said he passed.
Wow. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go, guys. Yep, that's all I got.
And of course, I always say, please make sure that you are subbed to every member of the panel, as well as every member of the chat. And if you think you're subbed, please go back and double check you're still subbed, because YouTube.
Yeah.
And thank you again so much for really encouraging our guests with those subs.
Yeah, I appreciate it. That encourages me to make more content. Y'all blow up that community tab on my page, and I promise, if it's within my scope, I'll do it. I'll do it for you. Just blow up that community page, and I'll get you guys on, and we can talk about those things on there. Absolutely.
Awesome. And of course, y'all know what I always say. We can talk amongst ourselves, and that's all well good and fun. But it's so much more fun when you guys are joining us in the chat and you're dropping your comments, questions, trivia, being goofy, whatever it may be. And it doesn't feel like we're separated by miles or continents in some cases. It feels like we're all hanging out in the same room, enjoying each other's company and having a great time. And you guys, you're not just our friends. You are our family. We love you guys, and we appreciate you so very much. You can be anywhere right now, and you're here. That's so encouraging. I love seeing you guys at each of our streams. Like I said, talking to one another, encouraging us, and all the many ways that you support each of our channels and our streams. Troy is monetized right now, and I know you guys have done super chats and super stickers. You've bought him a drink. You're members. Hopefully soon I'll be able to do that too.
There you go.
I said I need 127 more watch hours to get my 3,000, and then I need to maintain that in order to be monetized. So I do thank you all so very much for those who have been watching, have an extra tab open or 2 or 3 and watching my channel just to give me those watch hours, because that is so amazing, and it really has helped me out so much. I mean, you can't imagine how thrilled I am to be seeing those watch hours less and less and less until I hit that 3,000 mark. It's like, I need this many. Now I only need this many. Now I only need this many. And it's like, and I know it's not going to be too much longer before I hit 3,000. And then, like I said, I just need to maintain that. But I couldn't do it without you guys. You guys are the ones that make these channels for us. Everything that we do on these streams are for you. They're not for us. They're for you. Once I become monetized, I've mentioned this before, I'm going to mention it again. I will be having Tom Conkle come onto my stream. We will be having a special giveaway. I have an autographed copy of Trouble Is My Business. So you'll want to make sure that you are here for that, because you have to be present to win. And that's going to be a really exciting night. I might have some other things I give away as well. I'm seeing what's in my stash of things to give away. And yeah, so I might be giving away some other things too, but definitely the grand prize will be that autographed copy of Trouble Is My Business. I know I was going to say something else, and now I'm having a brain cramp because I'm too tired. Basically, stay here. You'll be redirected to deleted scenes right after this. So make sure that you just stay put, and you don't even have to do anything. You'll be automatically directed. And until next time, which will be tomorrow night over on Troy's stream for Last Call with Troy Pacelli. Good night and